Hi, I'm Susie from out west Homestead. Thanks for coming by. I just want to let you know that I got my camera and I'm using it right now. We went to town and got this camera today, and I'm really happy about it. Uh, Bill's camera, it always seemed like it was noisy. It'd pick up noise real easy, scratchy like that. It's a cheap GoPro. Uh, he likes it a lot better than I do, because when he rides horses, he can see the desert real wide. But I like this one better because I can turn it on fast and zoom in on stuff. So I like the zoom. And so I'm going to tell you that we got our camera today. Yay! I'm happy about it. And so we went and did some shopping while we was at Walmart, picking up, some stuff. It wasn't, usually we go once a month, and but we're going to go back later and do shopping. But so we did a little bit of shopping, pick up some chicken food and some dog food. So we went to the checkout counter, and this girl, she looked like she's about 18 years old. And some of you might not agree with me on this, but so well, Bill, he went and got the bigger stuff and took it out to the car, and then he come back and did shopping with me. So we went up to the counter, and this young girl, she was stacking the whole counter up and not putting it in the basket, in bags. And, the middle piece, she kept stacking it up. When they do that, we know that they're not going to put them in your basket for you. And that, Walmart used to do that. Now, I've heard some stores, they quit doing it, but I don't know. And, so anyway, she got it all rung up and told me the price. And I said, well, you're not going to put it in the basket. And she says, I don't do that. I said, you don't do it? She said, I've never heard of anybody doing it. I don't do it. You don't put it in the basket? And she said, no. So I said, well, I'm not going to pay until it's in the basket. And if you do it, I'll help you. Well, I'm not going to do it. That's not my job. What? Oh. So anyway, we was thinking about walking out. So we got a manager come over. And that manager was like, well, it's only courtesy that we do it. I should have said, well, y'all don't have no courtesy no more. Oh my gosh. And she said, we put the last 3 sacks in the cart. And I thought, well, what do we have to do your job for you? And then you'll help. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so we went through 3 women. And they just said, well, that's courtesy. She don't have to do it. That's courtesy. I said, well, I didn't know y'all changed your way. She said, well, we'll put the last 3 in. That's, what they're told to do. So Bill says, well, we need to talk to a manager. One woman said, well, I am the manager. And he says, well, who's above you? And she goes, you mean the in-store manager or something? Yeah, get that one. She comes back, well, he's in conference, he's busy with something. And I told her, I said, well, we're going to stay all day until we see the manager. And, we had some cold food. I was so mad, I thought, dang. So they kept coming back, like, the manager's busy. I ain't leaving. I'm going to stand right here, hold this line up until you get the manager here. And the poor people that was behind us, they were a little bit younger than us, but they agreed. They heard the whole conversation, and they were willing to stand there with had their groceries on the belt. And then there was people back behind there, and that young girl, she was so pouted up, she was going to let everybody just back up on her line and not help nobody. And so while we was waiting for the manager post to come, I told her, I said, didn't your parents ever tell you how you're supposed to help people out? Be courteous to them? And she just looked like, I'm going to cry. And she just, pouted up. Bill says, all right, there's no use talking to her because, she's not going to help you. And finally, this manager come. He didn't like none of that business. He was so mad. But while we was waiting, them other women had that girl go on. And then somebody else come in and start ringing up the people behind us. So we didn't get her name or nothing. And that manager said, no, when it builds up like that, they need to get that in the basket. He said, we do have policy the last 3 bags we do pick up because a lot of times people will, do it to sell. And I said, well, we would help her if she just showed that she was going to help. Me and Bill would help load that basket, but it's just the idea she wasn't going to do it at all. And he said, courtesy comes above everything. That the Walmart policy is you got to be good to your customer. So he went to hunt her down. Bill says, well, we'll pay for it if she'd come back and apologize to us. And so he went to go find that girl. Well, she took off, and they told that manager that she left the store crying. So I think he said she ain't going to come back because he ain't going to let her. And I said, well, we didn't want to get her fired at all. If she just stayed and says, well, I'm sorry, I misunderstood or something. But what happened, the people that was right by us, well, this woman, they was, checked out, getting ready to go. She walks over to that manager, and she stood up for us. She said, that girl is Millennium. And she said, she wouldn't help these people at all, and she was rude to them, and that you need to do better training on your people you hire. She was getting on to that manager too. And I thought, well, how nice. That I don't know who she was. She come over, backed us up, and felt the same way. But anyway, he kept apologizing. He said, we're going to have to do better training than that because, he said, I see y'all here. He's seen us for a long time. And he said, I know you come here and shop. And we had that camera, and Bill said, yeah, we was going to not pay for them groceries and take that camera back too. And so, the manager was real nice, just real nice. And what he did, he said, I want to have this woman here fix up, the receipt on your groceries, and I'll pay, Walmart will pay for your groceries. And Bill said, well, I didn't want that. I just wanted that girl, to be better, treat us nice. And he said, no. He said, anyway, our groceries comes to like $150. And that guy said, go ahead and go, that he'll take care of it. And I thought, well, golly, that was awful nice of him. And he said, that girl ain't coming back. He said, I can't have her treating customers like that. And it was about a year ago. No. It was when I come home and my hand was still snake bit. So it still hurt. It's been a while. But anyway, there was a young kid in there, and he did the same thing. He was stacking all the groceries up. And we knew he wasn't going to put them in the basket. The basket was right there. So I said, well, I'm not going to pay till you get them in the basket. It was the very same thing. And he had a big grin on him. And he said, well, you could go get help. I said, well, where do I go get help? Because for one thing, I could put groceries up with one hand. But I couldn't, do this or anything. Because my hand was still hurt. I said, well, who do I get to? Oh, he said, you can go get assistance. I said, well, where do I get assistance at? He acted like I don't know. So, we walked over to, trying to get a manager going. And finally we got the store manager. And that manager, he was kind of like like in boot camp, one of them people like that. He was really strict. So we was telling him, the guy, he's grinning at us. He won't help us. So one of the women, they walked over there, or she walked over there and put the groceries, up in the basket, and he wouldn't even help her, just like this other one. Because there was two women that time with today. They come over, put the groceries in the basket, and that young girl still wouldn't help. So that young guy, he was really grinning, and that manager was looking at him real hard. But anyway, that guy got fired over it, and we don't want to get nobody fired. But it's just the idea that the young people seem like, they just don't want to help. And what's the difference in going down to one of them robot machines, just doing it yourself, and fire all of them? What are they good for if they're not going to help you? So, now I know there's probably some places that you got to do it yourself, but for now, we're against it. We want them to help us. We pay, we have to pay for that stuff and walk around and look at everything, and then go up to the line and get a bunch of bull. But that's my gripe for today. Yeah. But anyway, we got free groceries today. I'm thankful, but that wasn't our purpose. And I sure didn't want that girl get fired. And one of them girls that was there said, or woman, she said, well, she left on her own. If she gets fired, that's her problem, because she left. And but I didn't want to get her fired, and I hope she don't get fired. I hope she can learn her lesson. Why can't people just help you, or try to help you a little bit? But anyway, that's my story today. I got a new camera and had to put up with some bull. So, thanks for watching, and that was Homestead. Bye.